Did you know your cat's kidneys don't suddenly fail? They're slowly damaged by the small things you do every single day. The scary part? These habits feel completely normal, which is why most owners never see the damage coming. And chances are, you're doing at least 5 of them right now. So before it's too late, let's break them down one by one. Number 1, you're using the wrong water bowl. You wash it, you refill it, you think you're doing everything right. But if that bowl is plastic, and most of them are, tiny scratches in the surface trap bacteria that never fully wash out. And cats can smell that. Their nose is 14 times stronger than yours, and that slightly off smell from a plastic bowl is enough to make many cats avoid drinking entirely. On top of that, cats are instinctively suspicious of still water. In the wild, still water meant danger. It was often contaminated. Moving water meant safe. So your cat walks up to that flat bowl, smells something slightly wrong, and walks away. And their kidneys go another few hours without the hydration they desperately need. A $10 water fountain could be doing more for your cat's kidney health than anything else in your home. Number 2, you're not giving them enough water. Here's something most cat owners never think about. Your cat is thirsty right now, and they won't tell you. Cats evolved from desert animals, which means their thirst drive is almost broken. They can be severely dehydrated and still not feel the urge to drink. So they just don't. And while that's happening, their kidneys are trying to filter toxins through a body that doesn't have enough fluid to do the job. Day after day, that low-level dehydration grinds the kidney tissue down slowly. You won't see it. Your cat won't show it. But it's happening right now in living rooms just like yours. And the worst part? The fix is so simple it almost feels too easy, but we'll get to that. Number 3, you're feeding them only dry food. Think about what a mouse is made of, about 70% water. That's what cats were designed to eat. Prey that's basically soaking wet on the inside. Now look at dry kibble, 10% moisture, maybe less. Every single meal of dry food leaves your cat in a hydration hole they can never fully climb out of just by drinking. Their kidneys have to concentrate urine harder and harder to compensate. And over time, that constant strain destroys the filtering tissue from the inside out. This isn't a theory. Cats on exclusively dry food diets have dramatically higher rates of chronic kidney disease. The food you're putting in that bowl every morning is either helping their kidneys or slowly breaking them down. There's no neutral. Most cat owners have no idea their cat's food bowl is the biggest kidney risk in the house. Number 4, you're feeding them low-quality protein. Cats are obligate carnivores. They need protein to survive. But here's what the pet food industry doesn't put on the label. A lot of that protein comes from rendered byproducts. Diseased tissue, beaks, feet, scraps that couldn't be sold for anything else. And when your cat's body tries to process low-quality protein, it creates metabolic waste products that the kidneys have to filter out every single time. Phosphorus, nitrogenous compounds, toxins the body doesn't want. Feed your cat low-quality protein for years, and you're running their kidneys at full speed constantly, like flooring a car engine and never letting it rest. The kidneys don't get a break, and eventually, they give out. Check the first 3 ingredients on your cat's food right now. What you find might genuinely surprise you. Number 5, you're not reading the litter box. Be honest, you scoop, you toss, and you move on. But your cat's litter box is basically a health report that gets printed out multiple times a day, and most owners never read it. Urine clumps that are suddenly bigger than usual. That's a kidney flag. Smaller than usual. Another flag. Stronger smell, different color, more frequent urination. All of it matters. The kidneys are the organ responsible for producing urine, so when they start struggling, the litter box changes first. By the time you notice something is obviously wrong, the disease has usually been progressing for months. 30 seconds of attention every time you scoop could give you the early warning that changes everything. Your cat leaves you a health update every single day. Are you actually reading it? Number 6. You're using scented litter. It smells better to you. Your cat has no choice but to use it. But every time they step in and dig around, they're absorbing synthetic fragrance chemicals through the soft skin between their paw pads, one of the most absorbent surfaces on their body. Every time they groom after using the box, those chemicals go straight into their system. And the kidneys, which filter everything that enters the bloodstream, have to deal with compounds they were never built to process. Day after day after day, some of the most common chemicals in scented litters are directly toxic to cats at cumulative exposure levels. You switch to scented litter to protect your nose, but it's your cat's kidneys paying the price. Unscented litter isn't just a preference. It's one of the simplest kidney protective decisions you can make today. Number 7. You gave them human pain medication. Your cat was limping. You felt awful watching them suffer. You had ibuprofen right there. This is the one on this list that vets see turn into emergencies, and it happens more than anyone wants to admit. A single regular-strength ibuprofen tablet can trigger acute kidney failure in a cat within hours. Not days, hours. Cats don't have the liver enzyme needed to break down ibuprofen or acetaminophen safely, so instead of processing it normally, their body sends it straight to the kidneys as a toxic load. One tablet. That's all it takes. If your cat is ever in pain, the only safe move is a vet call, because the thing sitting in your medicine cabinet right now could end their life before tomorrow. This one isn't a slow risk. It's an emergency waiting to happen. Number 8, you're missing the weight loss. Your cat is fluffy, so you don't notice. Or you notice, but you figure it's just age, or appetite variation, or the weather. But slow, unexplained weight loss, especially muscle loss along the spine and shoulders, is one of the earliest physical signs that the kidneys are starting to fail. When the kidneys stop working properly, the body can't retain protein efficiently anymore, and muscle starts to disappear even when the cat is still eating. Run your hands along your cat's spine right now. If you can feel the bones more clearly than you could 6 months ago, that's not normal aging. That's your cat's body telling you something is wrong, in the only physical language it has. A 30-second check with your hands could be the difference between catching this early and catching it too late. Number 9. You're skipping the annual vet visit. It's expensive. They seem fine. You'll go next year. Here's the problem with that logic. Chronic kidney disease in cats has almost no visible symptoms until up to 75% of kidney function is already gone. The only way to catch it early is a blood test, and there's now a specific marker called SDMA that can detect kidney decline up to 2 full years before the standard blood work shows anything wrong. 2 years of early treatment versus 2 years of undetected damage. That gap is the difference between a cat who lives a full, comfortable life and one who goes into crisis far too soon. The annual vet visit you keep skipping is not optional maintenance. It's the only early detection system your cat has access to. The blood test your cat didn't get this year might be the one that would have changed everything. Number 10. You're feeding them tuna every day. They go absolutely insane for it. You love seeing them happy. So you make it a daily thing. A little tuna on top of their regular food, or sometimes just tuna for a meal, because why not? Here's why not. Canned tuna made for humans is extremely high in phosphorus, and phosphorus is the mineral that kidney tissue is most sensitive to. Even in healthy cats, the kidneys have to regulate blood phosphorus levels constantly, and when that level keeps spiking every day from tuna, the filtering tissue takes repeated hits. In cats who already have any kidney stress, which is a lot of cats, daily tuna actively accelerates the damage. The food your cat loves most might be the one doing the most quiet harm. Tuna as an occasional treat is fine. Tuna as a daily habit is a kidney problem in slow motion. Number 11. You're cleaning your home with the wrong products. You mop your floors with a strong cleaner. You spray the counters, you bleach the bathroom, and then your cat walks across those surfaces, sits on them, grooms every inch of their body, and ingests trace amounts of those chemicals every single day. The kidneys filter everything that enters the bloodstream, Every chemical your cat licks off their paws, every residue they absorb through their paw pads, goes directly through the kidneys. At low levels, it seems harmless, and on any single day, it probably is. But years of daily low-level chemical exposure creates a cumulative toxic burden on kidney tissue that builds silently until the damage becomes visible. Pet-safe cleaning products are not a trend. They are a real health decision with real consequences. What you clean your floors with today is what your cat's kidneys are filtering tomorrow. Number 12. You don't know how much water they're drinking. You see water in the bowl and you assume they're drinking enough. But do you actually know how much? Most cat owners genuinely have no idea. And that gap in awareness means they miss one of the most reliable early kidney warning signs available. A cat suddenly drinking dramatically more water than usual is often showing early kidney disease. The kidneys are losing their ability to concentrate urine, so the body compensates by craving more fluid. A cat drinking noticeably less is heading toward the kind of chronic dehydration that damages kidney tissue over time. You don't need to measure milliliters, you just need to actually notice and recognize when the pattern changes. Knowing your cat's normal is the only way you'll ever notice when something shifts. Number 13. You're feeding them at random times. You feed them when you get home, or when you remember, or whenever your schedule allows that day. It feels flexible and harmless, but your cat's organs don't experience it that way. Cats run on biological rhythms. Their digestion, metabolism, and organ function are all timed around predictable cycles. When mealtime is unpredictable, the kidneys never get a consistent workload. Instead, they get chaotic spikes of metabolic demand, followed by long gaps, over and over. That pattern creates low-grade chronic stress on kidney function that compounds quietly over years. Your cat's body is not designed for an unpredictable schedule. Consistent meal times are not just about routine. They're about keeping every organ in that body, including the kidneys, working in rhythm. Your schedule has more impact on your cat's organ health than most people ever realize. Number 14. You're dismissing behavioral changes. They're sleeping more than they used to. They're less interested in play. They seem a little quieter, a little more distant, and you tell yourself they're just getting older or having an off week or adjusting to a change in the house. But behavioral changes, real ones, sustained ones, are how cats communicate that something is wrong internally. They can't tell you their kidneys hurt. They can't point to where the problem is. All they can do is become a quieter, slower, less engaged version of themselves. And if you're not paying attention, if you're explaining it away, you'll miss the window where acting early would actually have made a difference. Your cat doesn't have words. Changed behavior is the only distress signal they know how to send. Number 15. You're letting them drink from unsafe sources. The toilet, the sink, the outdoor puddle, the stagnant dish that's been sitting on the porch for a week. Your cat gravitates toward these sources and you let it slide because at least they're drinking something. But toilets contain cleaning chemicals. Outdoor puddles can carry pesticide runoff, fertilizer, and bacterial contamination. Stagnant water grows bacteria fast. Every time your cat drinks from a contaminated source, the kidneys absorb the job of filtering those compounds from the blood. Over years, the cumulative load from unsafe water sources adds up to real tissue damage. Clean, fresh, moving water, in a spot your cat actually wants to drink from, removes this risk entirely. The fix is simple. The cost of not fixing it isn't. Where your cat drinks matters just as much as how much they drink. Number 16. You're not adjusting their diet as they age. The food you gave your cat at 2 years old is not the food their kidneys need at 10. As cats age, their kidneys naturally lose filtering efficiency. It's a biological reality. The response to that shouldn't be the same diet they've always eaten. Senior cats need food that's lower in phosphorus, appropriately managed in protein quality, and higher in moisture. Most cat owners never make this shift because their cat seems fine on the food they've always had. But fine looking and fine inside are two very different things. A diet designed for an aging cat's kidney function is one of the most powerful tools available, and most owners never use it simply because nobody told them it existed. The same food that was perfect at age 3 might be silently stressing their kidneys at age 10. Number 17. You don't know your cat's breed risk. Persians, Ragdolls, British Shorthairs, Siamese, Abyssinians. These breeds carry significantly higher genetic risk for kidney disease than the average cat. And if you own one and you've never had a kidney-specific conversation with your vet, you're already behind on the monitoring schedule they actually need. Polycystic kidney disease, in particular, is an inherited condition common in Persians that can be detected early with an ultrasound. Knowing your cat's genetic risk profile means you can start earlier screening, adjust their diet proactively, and catch changes before they become damage. Genetics aren't a death sentence, but only if you know about them early enough to act. Most owners of high-risk breeds find out too late. Your cat's breed might make their kidneys more vulnerable, and most owners never find out until the damage is already done. Number 18. You think there's always more time. You know some of this stuff. You've been meaning to switch to wet food. You've been meaning to schedule that vet visit. You keep telling yourself next month, when things slow down, when you have more time, but your cat's kidneys don't run on your schedule. They're working right now, every second, filtering everything, compensating quietly for every stress you haven't addressed yet. Kidney disease doesn't announce itself. It builds in silence until the damage is too significant to reverse, and then it shows up all at once. The cats who make it to 18 and 20 years old don't get there by accident. They get there because someone decided to stop waiting and start paying attention while there was still time to make a difference. The best time to protect your cat's kidneys was years ago. The second best time is right now. All right, go back through that list and count how many of these you recognized in your own daily routine. Be honest. Then drop your number in the comments. 0 to 3 means you're genuinely ahead of most cat owners out there. 4 to 8. There are some real changes worth making starting today. 9 or more. Don't feel guilty. Feel grateful you watched this, because now you know, and knowing is the only thing that changes what happens next for your cat. Drop your number below. I want to see where everyone lands.